Good morning. How's everyone doing out there in YouTube land? Welcome everybody to RV Life with K&D, Kenny and Debbie. We're down here just outside of Mesa, Arizona, down at the Salt River. We used to come down here and tube back in the day whenever we lived down here in Arizona. Got Debbie and 3 of the grandkids out here with me. Just showing them around, letting them know some of the stuff we used to do. Just upstream here, about maybe a quarter mile to a half mile, is Sororo Lake. You got the dam there, and in the summertime, whenever all the snow starts melting and gets some floodwaters and whatnot, they release the water out of the dam. You get about 3 feet deep down here. Water's streaming down about, I don't know, maybe 3 miles an hour, something like that. We tube about 7 or 8 miles down the river. Go down this way. I'm going to take you down to the bridge in a little bit, show you where we used to barbecue and all that stuff, and then get back in our rafts and go on down to Coons Bluff. This river will be about maybe 100 feet wide here. You can see the bushes on both sides. That'll be the whole width of the flow. 3 or 4 feet deep. We get about 8 or 10 tubes tied together with our friends. Get you a couple of coolers in their own tubes. Get some sandwich meat, snacks, bag of weed, a couple cases of beer. Set out for a good old time. Down at the bridge is where I got my first DUI back in 1988. I'll talk about that whenever we get down there. Anyways, just wanted to get out here and show you where I got my first DUI and where we used to tube the river. What's up, little baby? You get your feet wet. Alright guys, be back in just a minute. Alright, so we made it down here by the bridge. You can see the bridge in the background there. And right here, let's see that electric box there. I think maybe not electric, but whatever. But anyways, we used to climb a ladder there and jump off of that into the water. It'd be about 10 or 12 feet down to the water. The water used to go from this bank here all the way right about there to the edge of the bank right there. So you can see it's about 4 feet deep, 5 feet deep right through here whenever the water's running good. And yeah, people park all over out in here, man. There's used to be dirt roads going all through here, and people would come up as close to the water as possible and do their little barbecues and drinking and whatnot. Anyways, I had ATCs back in the day when the kids were little, and Debbie and I would come out here whenever we had first gotten together in 1988, and we'd come out here and ride the ATCs at the river. And one time I was riding right around the bend there, and I guess I cracked some guy's windshield. Threw a rock, cracked the windshield on his truck. Anyways, we came pulling back up to our little camp there, and some big guy, some big old grape ape, 6'8" dude came up, corn fed, started yelling at me, telling me that I cracked the window on his buddy's truck and I'm gonna pay for it and all this crap. I don't know, I didn't listen too well, and I told him what for, and man, he grabbed me up by my throat, slammed me down on the bed of my trailer, told me I was going to be paying for that windshield. I told him no, I wasn't going to pay for no windshield. I'm reaching around behind me trying to grab a hold of a steel stake, and Debbie comes running up yelling, and that guy told me, he says, Tell her to shut up. This guy had me on a choke out, man. I couldn't find no steel stake to hit him in the head with. I'm telling Debbie, shut up, shut up. Anyways, guy let me up. We take off. No further incident there, but we got over here towards the road, and you know, we decided to park there and get away from those other people. Next thing you know, here comes the sheriff and these guys, and the sheriff's asking me about what happened, you know, and I told him what happened, whatever, and guy says, "Is that your truck and trailer right there with the ATCs?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I need you to move it over there out of the way." He said, "You're in a thoroughfare right here." I said, "It's out of the way." He said, "No, move it over there." And son of a gun, I get in, I move my van like less than 200 feet, right where he tells me to move it to. And I get out. Then he starts on this business. "You've been drinking?" Gives me, and fast forward, he just arrested me for DUI. I got arrested for a DUI. I was set up, a bullcrap charge. I ain't saying I wasn't drinking, but you know what? That guy told me to move the truck. Anyways, they take us out here down the road about 2 miles. They got an old little building there, and what used to be like an old milk truck for their paddy wagon. Had a bar running across the top of it, and that's where they hold you at. They hold everybody until they're ready to take you all into town, you know. Everybody they arrested over the course of a few hours. So anyways, I'm in this sweat box for about 4 hours. And that was my first DUI, man. So, you know, whenever you get DUIs like that, it's just hard to swallow that you may have a drinking problem. But, you know the story. About 9 years later, I wound up full-blown and in Alcoholics Anonymous. So, I don't know. I'm just grateful that I live a different life today. You know, I may have grown out of that stuff no matter what, but quitting drinking sure did help me grow up. You know, life's really changed since then. But anyways, I'm gonna spend some time out here with Debbie and the grandkids. Hang out a little bit longer. Then I'm gonna take you down to Coons Bluff, where we used to get out of the river. We started upstream here about 2 miles or so. We come down here, usually get out right in here, have our lunch, make a sandwich or whatnot, smoke a doobie, have a beer or two, jump back on the water, and then go another 5 miles down to Coons Bluff. So I'll pick you up down there at Coons Bluff. All right, guys, it's about as close as I'm gonna get. So we start way over there between those, you know, at the very middle of those two peaks. You come down that way, then you go past the bridge all the way down here, about 6 or 7 miles. Right over here we got the cliffs we'd stop at. We'd dive off the cliffs. There's some 50-foot cliffs there, 25-foot cliffs over here. Let's see, where are they at? Hell, I can't see. Hopefully you guys can see. Anyways, we'd jump off them cliffs, and then one time a guy had dove off and broke his neck, so that was the end of me jumping off. I didn't want to break a leg, a toe, a fingernail, or nothing, man. I ain't into that stuff. I get crazy when I'm drinking, but I wasn't that crazy. I never had to get killed myself to stop doing something. Maybe a lot of other people got killed, and that helped me stop. Alright guys, that's going to conclude the video. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave it. So this has gotten so commercialized now. People come out here and they park their cars in this parking lot. And there's this warehouse here where people rent their inner tubes from. Jump on a bus, and the bus takes them up to the dam and drops them off. And then they float down here to Coons Bluff, and the bus picks them up at Coons Bluff and brings them back here. Back in my day, we didn't have it commercialized. You drop one car off down at Coons Bluff, everybody throws their stuff in the other car, and you go down with another car or two, whatever, down to the dam at Saguaro Lake. Then we'd float down and we'd have a car to go pick up the other cars. 3 or 4 guys get in the cars, however many cars we left. Jump in the car and go get the cars, come back and pick everybody up. Usually whoever wasn't the drunkest would go get the cars. Me, of course, I stayed and partied while everybody went and got the cars.